Cool. Name me a place, anywhere in the world, that's as reliably satisfying as Italy. You can't do it, can you? You've got the history, the diverse landscape, and just about every city looks like it was pulled out of a Renaissance masterpiece. That's why I picked Italy for my first official solo fastpack. 4 days of running along the Via degli Dei, the Path of the Gods. That's 130 kilometers and over 4,500 meters of elevation from Bologna to La Bella, Florence. Frolicking underneath the Tuscan Sun because, why not? Alright, well, I'm here in Bologna. It's the morning. I'm about to go out and start this Via degli Dei. Does seem like a little bit of Murphy's Laws going on. Northern Italy has been having some historic weather since basically yesterday. Right now, I look outside and it's actually, I can see a beautiful blue sky, but there are thunderstorms forecasted for the afternoon and I've got 40 kilometers ahead of me, so I best get going. I pack up my fastpack, generously sent to me by the fine folks at Outdoor Vitals, and make my way to the start. The official start is at Piazza del Nettuno with the statue of the Roman god Neptune. It's also the home to Extra Bow's headquarters, a local trip planner for the Bologna countryside. I'm meeting Giuseppe for a quick briefing on the nearly 100 miles of trail ahead of me. He warns me of a short detour I'll have to take due to the record rainfall the night before.
Via degli Dei is a very famous trail of Italy. Last year counts more than 20,000 walkers on the way. And male, female, solo travelers, by group, all the kinds of travelers. So have a nice Camino and good luck, okay? The weather seems good. We have some floods, but anyway, we are very lucky that the time the weather is good, okay?
And on that note, I'm off, heading through the 13th century city wall, Porta Saragossa, and starting the trek up to the Baroque Catholic sanctuary, Santuario Madonna di San Luca. Legend has it that there are 666 arches leading to the church, a number that might raise some eyebrows given its usual association with the Christian beast or devil. The story goes that the shape of the portico stretching across 666 arches resembles a snake. The fact that it ends at Madonna's sanctuary is meant to symbolize her defeat over the devil. In reality, there's no evidence of a bloody battle between good and evil, but the views do not suck. Alright, I think we can do our first check-in on the Via degli Dei. I've gotten to the muddy part after getting outside of Bologna. Did go a little bit further on the trail than I was supposed to before switching over to the alternative course. That was not my intention. I'm not trying to break rules here, but just missed a sign and didn't switch maps on my watch. But I just saw a sign saying that I'm on the alternative course, so heading down on that. So I am back officially on the Via degli Dei. I think I have been for a little bit. And you can really tell by looking around at the damage this storm did. But this isn't even the bad part in Tuscany. The rain started picking up, just a light drizzle so far. Hopefully that's all it is. Now hiking up Mount Adonis, one of the gods for which this trail is named. After climbing Adone, I gots to eat, and the blend of goos, gels, and bars I have with me isn't gonna cut it. Fortunately, it isn't long before I stumble across Vecchia Trattoria Monte Adone for a plate of homemade mushroom ravioli that restores my ailing soul. And then it's back to the trail. Alright, post-lunch, we've left Brento. That really turned things around for me. Apparently, I just wanted a proper meal. So now, from Brento, it was like another 10k to Monsuno. From where I am now, I'm guessing about another 5 to 6 kilometers. And I'm done with the first stage of Via degli Dei. But not without first getting my hands, or in this case, my feet, a little dirty. Well, almost got through the whole day without totally them up. But oh well, who doesn't love that shade of explosive diarrhea on their shoes? And you're welcome for that colorful image, sports fans. Detours and all, I finish up in Monsuno with nearly 44 kilometers and almost 1,500 meters of climbing. Luckily, I don't have to wait long before stuffing my face again, and joining me for dinner are Barbara and Stefano. The pair met and married in Bologna before moving out to the Monsuno area to be closer to the trail and the surrounding Apennino Mountains.
We decided to live here and we discovered a lot of layers. Layers in history, layers in habits, layers in landscape. A lot of things that every 10 kilometers, every 5 kilometers, there is something new, something different. So you have to do it a lot of times. So that's why he did it more than 40 times. I did it a lot of times and I'm saying I missed something, I have to do it again.
The skies are blissfully clear, but the winds are strong. Like older brothers slapping you around for sadistic fun strong. The way the air slices between bare branches sounds like someone whistling as I work my way up the spine of the Apennine Mountains. Charging ahead, I find it difficult not to prescribe some kind of mythological element to it all, especially when surrounded by the names of gods once believed to pull the strings around here. But as merely a humble hiker, I'm confident I'll be spared the pointy bits of Neptune's trident. About 16 kilometers in, I slow to a hike to meet with Veronica and Alberto. Veronica is a restorer of fine arts, and Alberto is a tour guide. We meet for the short walk into Tuscany and to see the Flamina Militare, an ancient Roman road built over 2,000 years ago.
It was built by the military because the Romans came here. They defeated the Ligurian population that was currently living here back then. And once they defeated, they used the same legions to build this road. And the main purpose of it, also after it was built, was to bring all the legions from Rome to here.
This path, this way, was used until the Middle Ages. Okay, like 1,000 years and then was later abandoned.
So it was discovered back in the 1979 by two guys that were from the area here. The major breakthrough happened in a quarry there are sandstone quarry here, and one of the two worked as a stone carver sort of thing. So he was chopping a bit of stone, and he discovered a Roman coin, and they made their research and they realized that it was dated previously of the construction of this road, as Veronica mentioned earlier. In this mountain pass, you can see like a couple of millennia worth of history. Within a short space, there are packed a lot of different streets from different ages and periods of time. And this is what's very peculiar and unique about this place.
From the Flaminia Militare, I rumble another 12 kilometers through forests until Camping Il Sorgente, to end day 2 right around the halfway point of the Via degli Dei. Good morning, sports fans. I'm here now in Campo Il Sorgente. I just had breakfast. It was a very Italian breakfast, just a croissant and some coffee, which I'm very grateful for. You know, it's better than nothing. But luckily, it's a shorter day today, just about 22 kilometers, and I know I'll be getting lunch as soon as I get to San Pietro a Sieve. All right, sports fans, we are underway for day 3. The route that I took yesterday took me a little bit off course from the Via degli Dei in order to get to Campo Il Sorgente. So now roughly half of the climbing for this stage is just getting back up to Via degli Dei, because I've got about 500 or so meters total of elevation. So definitely the easiest day of the bunch. Yesterday I was saying how it's hard not to prescribe some kind of mythological element to the Apennino when you're trying to run into it, and you've got these winds knocking you all over the place, almost as if to say, like, you sure you want to come in here? Now it feels like that I'm in the thick of it. The fog is starting to descend, and whatever I was fighting the wind to get to is about to reveal itself. Or a crazy idea, there's some scientific explanation as to why there's morning fog. There's something spooky about exposed mossy roots and fog, as if like some kind of demon creature ripped its way through the land. Or again, there could be a scientific explanation for it. Probably. Cool. Not at all embarrassing. Why would I publish this, you ask? I don't know. Why do I do anything? Climbing to an unobstructed 1,100 meters, the wind picks up and adds a chilly layer to the misty morning. So much so that putting on my wind jacket proves to be a somewhat acrobatic feat. And got it. Mommy wow, I'm a big kid now. I said it at the beginning. This is my first solo fast pack. All of my other trail runs were either in a race or training for a race. This is different. I still have a goal. Florence beckons in the distance after all, but how quickly I get there does not matter to me in the slightest. Don't get me wrong, I love pushing myself and poring over my Strava splits as much as the next amateur masochist. And I love me a medal once I cross the finish line. The kitschier, the better. But out here fast packing on the Via degli Dei, moving at whatever pace my body is in the mood for, I can more fully embrace the Tuscan countryside. It's not all a blur with my eyes glued to the next steps ahead of me to make sure I don't snap my ankle like a wishbone. I'm looking around, soaking it all in like a sponge dropped in a bucket of water. Because at the end of the day, I have to remember how lucky I am to do this on a Monday when most of my friends are stuck shifting around on an office chair, trying to maintain good posture while their legs weaken and tighten, chained to this wholly unnatural, increasingly sedentary life most of us are forced into. Meanwhile, I'm splitting through the fog and pulling out my shades as I bask in the glow under the proverbial Tuscan sun. I don't blame you if you hate me. I certainly do, chained to this wholly unnatural sedentary life as I edit this thing. Technically, I entered Tuscany yesterday, but this, with the illustrious Tuscan sun over my head, 15 kilometers in to the stage, this, my friends, feels like Tuscany. All right, last stage, folks. Lots of climbing today, a little over 1,000 meters. Looks like it's gonna be some steady inclines. This is the first little bump. And then if I remember correctly, it's like a solid 5K hike to the top of a mountain. But beautiful weather, nice, brisk, cool air. Sun is out. There are worse ways to finish this Via degli Dei. Indeed, there are so many worse ways I could end this run. For starters, I could have canceled it completely, as some on social media suggested, after the weather warnings came pouring in during my train ride to Bologna. The storms could have prolonged over the entirety of my trip, leaving me a sopping, wet, miserable, muddy mess for 4 days. Or, as is always the risk with these things, I could have gotten injured, left hobbled and humbled by hubris. In reality, I've had mostly perfect running weather, I've been well fed, and now I'm coming in hot to Florence, as physically solid as one of those Eastern European communism-era trains. Maybe not the prettiest thing in the world, but still chugging along and getting the job done with just the occasional rickety creak. the Via degli Dei behind me, I meet up with Francesco Saliola, a local tour guide who hikes the Via degli Dei several times per year.
I always say Via degli Dei is like a lasagna. It's the same thing. There are different layers. You can choose what you want. If you want nature, there are two stages, two legs, which are nature-centered. If you prefer to encounter people, to meet people, there are some occasions where you can be with different people from all over Italy. If you want the historical aspect, there's even the historical aspect. So you can find what you prefer, or you can pick the whole package.
Funnily enough, Barbara and Stefano described the trail in similar terms back during our dinner in Monsuno.
The starting point and the last point with Bologna and Florence are two wonderful but very different cities also. So you have the two cities, and in the while walking, you get the idea of everything changing around you, and you have to keep an eye because otherwise you lose something that it's only in that moment, only in that part. I think this is the most, I think for me this is the most special thing.
Is that traveling from the medieval to
Yeah, Middle Ages to Renaissance, also the two cities.
If, like Francesco says, the Via degli Dei truly is like a lasagna, well, friends, you can sign me up for seconds.